In this very powerful talk by Speaker Salon alum Carmen Pizarro, not only will you learn why nothing fails like success, you will also witness what it means to be captivating, inspiring, and motivating all at the same time from a big stage.
For the past 28 years, I have dedicated my career to research and development of high-performance leaders and high-performance organizations all over the world. I've learned a few things, but there's one that stuck with me, and that is that nothing fails like success. Nothing. But let's back up a little. About 12 years ago, I moved to this country from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. And at that time, I had just become a single mom. I divorced my husband, and I came to the US with 2 kids in tow. So single mom, 2 kids in tow. Granted, I had accepted a magnificent job offer in the suburbs of Philadelphia. But man, life was difficult and it was lonely. And we were trying to learn a new language and maneuver a completely new culture. And there was a store. There was a store that caught our attention one day. So we're driving and we get to the store, we open the doors, and there's a beautiful coffee shop to this side, cozy chairs, lovely customer service, even at the end, a kids area for the kids to play. That store became our safe place, especially when it was too cold to play outside. Until one day we go to our store and we see a huge red sign, and the sign read, "Closeout sale." Closeout sale, we were stunned. This is probably, we didn't believe it. I thought, is this a marketing gimmick? The store was Borders store number 453. Borders! Borders was the biggest retailer, book retailer in the whole world. At their best, at their peak, they had about 30,000 employees, and they were grossing up to $17 million per store. Part of their unique advantage was that they developed an inventory tracking system that it was as sophisticated as computers allowed at the time. They were killing it. So what happened? Ironically, it was their inability to adapt fast enough to a new trend back then, online commerce. Remember Amazon when they were a baby? That's what contributed to their downfall. So why is it that this happens? Why is it that some organizations fail and the big ones, how come? The big ones, the ones that are making massive amounts of money. Notice that the downfall really starts at the top, when they're at the top of their game. When they're there is when things start to change. And it happened to Borders. So why is it that that they're not aware of what's happening? So there's something that happens when companies get to their peak. So imagine you are killing it. You're at the top of your game, and it's comfortable. You feel great. Actually, you might be a little bit afraid of change. You also might feel a little bit of a sense of superiority. You made it. The status quo feels great. And our brain loves it. Our brain loves the status quo. The human brain is wired to conserve energy. And it was pretty useful when we were cave women, conserving energy for the next hunt. But we're not cave women anymore, for God's sakes. We go to the supermarket. So it's no surprise that many of us choose to stay in our current level of success. If we really believe we're leaders, we have a responsibility to take the leap. And we have a responsibility to inspire others as we do that. So how the heck do we do that? Take Borders, for example. They're at the peak of their game. And when they're there, they didn't take a second to develop a systematic approach to success. They just didn't take the time. A systematic approach to success based on systems. Systems are all around us. A forest is a system, the universe is a system, you here with me, we are a system right now, and all systems in the universe, every system has a life cycle. And the best way to represent, or a simple way to represent the life cycle of any system is through an S-curve. I'm so excited. So this is the S-curve, and I put some numbers there for reference. So let's continue with the Borders example. Take number 1, Tom and Louis Borders. It's 1970. These kids are in college, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they're thinking about opening a business. So this is the conception phase. Then they boom, 1971. They open the store, and it becomes a hit. That's more or less number 2. Number 3 represents the beginning of the maturity state of any business. We go to the next slide. Number 4, peak of success. This is when it's cool, right? When it's comfortable. But what happens is that then there's a decline from that peak of success. And eventually, number 6 represents a downfall towards flatlining or death. This curve represents what happens in every single system. Think about Toys R Us, Radio Shack, Blockbuster, the list goes on and on. And the thing is that if we don't do anything, if we don't change anything where they are comfortable, this is what happens because this is law of nature. It's law. So how in the world are we supposed to outsmart a law of nature? So how about if we all had the courage to jump from what was super comfortable and successful to a new thing that you have no idea what it is? It's called jumping the S-curve. Jumping the S-curve is the only path to sustain high performance. It's the only way. You have to jump. And the possibility, or the opportunity really, for Borders to jump the curve became a possibility at their highest level of success. That's there is when you have to jump. And they never embrace the opportunity. You know what? The truth is that jumping the S-curve is super uncomfortable. So you're there, peak of success, and all of a sudden, maybe a new opportunity or a new business venture really feels like an obstacle or a distraction, so we don't jump. And the thing is that I have some good news for you. A lot of companies, some tiny companies, 3 or 4 employees, and some other huge global companies have embraced the art of jumping the S-curve. One of my favorites is Lego. Lego knows how to jump the S-curve. Every September, a group of about 50 employees, Lego employees, they arrive in Spain's Mediterranean coast. And you know what they're carrying? They're carrying a bunch of sunblock, huge bins of Lego bricks, and decades of research into the ways children learn and play. So this team is charged with inventing completely new, technologically enhanced play experiences for children all over the world. Talk about a tall order. Talk about being uncomfortable. Or as their CEO puts it, it's about discovering what's obviously Lego, but it has never been seen before. That's the type of jump that I'm willing to take. How about you? Thank you.
If you desire to tell and share your very important story from the Speaker Salon stage, go to speakersalonapplication.com. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when you're going to get my latest video. And I will always respond to the comments. I'm so glad you're here. Big love.